That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
10, 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Hey, well, what's that? Hey, you two, what's that? Hey, what, none of you jackass want to join me on live? What the hell is this shit? Beavis. What? Look at the chat. Oh, cool. Hey, what's up, you guys?
What is up, peoples? Yeah, before I put my hat back on, just wanted to show the progress of my hair growth thus far.
I'll be right back.
Have you been working out? You look beefy. Thank you for the $2 donation, CJ. Yes, I have been working out. Would you take 100,000 subs if they were all trolls? No, not really. Laugh my fucking ass off. What a time to be alive. I hope someone has archived this train wreck, internet gold. Yeah, you call me a train wreck, but I'm a lot more successful than most of these motherfuckers out there. My trolls are just a ball of joy, aren't they? Yeah, I don't need to stick tactical soap down the front of my pants. My dick's big enough. You don't even know. I got chicks checking my shit out. Which you can't really see, can you? Because I'm wearing black pajama bottoms, but I'm not wearing any freaking underwear. And this shit's like dangling right there. So I don't even fucking need some bullshit, you know. Man, I need to get a pair of cock holster that's just a little bit bigger. These things are freaking tight. I'm just saying the offer still stands. If you want to see me work out in these, you're going to have to fork up the cash. I know, $100. $100 to see me work out in my cock holster. Ladies, what's up? Back to begging again, I see. How is it begging if I'm offering a service? Bye, troll. You want to see this? Working out? Yeah. That's why I don't have to worry about stuffing nothing down the front of my pants. I got a monster cock. Yeah. Oh, if you donate $100 to my PayPal right now, I'll take my shirt and my pajamas off and I'll do curls in my cock holster. I have the weights right there. Oh, I'm not going to do it if it's being donated through Super Chat. It needs to be directly donated in one deposit to my PayPal. $300 to give yourself oral pleasure. Well, shit, if I could reach. If I could reach, I'm not that flexible. He's wearing a strap on. This ain't no goddamn strap on. This is all natural, baby. This right here ain't no goddamn strap on. Shit, I'm proud of what I got. Makes you wonder how the fuck I'm single when I'm packing. You know, like, come on. That's honestly their loss. If chicks don't want to date me, I'm a decent guy. I respect women, and I got a huge wang, and I got some muscles to go with it. So, like, you know, hey, chicks don't want to get with me. That's their loss. Let's see the $100 in my PayPal account. I'm not some cheap whore. Oh, you know, I'd love to do it for my of-age fangirls, but, well, you gotta make that money, man. You want to see this awesome hog do a workout routine with my shirt off? Let's see that money, man, on the PayPal. Come on, you know you want to see me work out in these. You know you want to. Someone donate. I want to flick my bean to Cobes. Yeah, I bet you do. You want to flick your bean to this sexiness? Fuck yeah. You want to flick your bean to this shit? You like what you see? You want to flick your bean to this shit? Yeah, I bet you do. I'm just saying, y'all want to see this working out. I'm not ashamed of my body. Why should I be? Females want to flick their bean to that shit. So I'm like, well, okay. It seems how nobody wants to donate $100 to see. It is what it is. I don't care what anyone says. I'm freaking sexy. Cobra's been a very naughty man. A very, very naughty man. Whoosh. So what did the fans order? Well, for starters, we have 2 liters of Diet Coke, Red Twists, I think is what these are called. Hold up. Yep. Let's see what kind of pizza they got me. Oh no, that looks pretty tasty. The perks to being a YouTube celebrity, I guess. How's the dry spell? Drier than a nun's cunt. Thank you for asking. Nope. Still going through it. Which, at this point, is laughable that I'm going through a dry spell. I have a monster cock. I got big muscles. I'm a beast in a sack. I know how to eat pussy like a boss. I actually respect women. So you think having a big dick's gonna get you the ladies? Well, if it's bigger than mine, I can guarantee you most women are gonna be like, nope, get that thing away from me. That thing will stretch me out. No, get the fuck away from me with that shit. You like the awesome content? Subscribe for more. And stay body positive.
Some words to live by Cobes himself. That's what's up, folks. That is a video right from Bite Size Cobra Video. Condenses it down, does the hard work. If you haven't subscribed, get over there and subscribe. Bite Size Cobra Videos. What's up? What's going on out there, folks? Listen, as I mentioned before, I think I brought this up last week, but it's profound and it's worth pondering. Everything you've done in your life, every breath that you have drawn, every step that you have taken forward has brought you to this moment. Now, I don't know if that's depressing or whatever the case may be, but I will do my best to make this time, to make it worth it. Let's make it worth it. Now, listen, morning, folks. I think tonight we're going to get a little political. Yeah, we're going to get a little political. Now, listen, personally, I'm into politics. I'm a news junkie. I like talking about that stuff. But I usually use this outlet as a getaway from reality and just stroll through the weirdo wonderland and just observe. But tonight, we're going to get a little political. Now, I'm not here to espouse my personal political beliefs, and I'm not here to bash on anyone else's or pick on anybody or anything of that nature. But as most of you know, VONHELTON released a little rant video about his Cheetos Messiah. Sorry. But so we're going to take a look at that. It's basically just him crying about liberals, but we'll get into all that. But I'm not here to take one side or the other. I'm just here to comment on what Mr. VONHELTON has to say. Like I said, we will get all into that. How are you guys all doing? How are you feeling out there? What's been going on? Sounds like someone needs a muffler out there. Yeah. The rain has been nice in the desert. Oh, that's cool. It's actually warmed up here a little bit. Yes, indeed. We got a little cold there for a bit, but we're back up. It's raining here as well. But Justine Castro is a tranny. Okay, fair enough. All right, so listen, folks. Tradition is tradition. Let's get this Get this ball rolling here. There we go, folks. You know how we do. We got the Heine. Frosty. Thank you, Lusty. Yeah, share that link. Bite-sized Cobra video. If you want to check out those vids. Not a sponsor. Let's get into this. Yeah. There we go. Have a little fucking sippy sip. Bottom lip, top lip. Tilt. Consume. Whatever the fuck it is. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. Forgive the mess over here. Well, that's how we do, folks. That's how we do. Oh, there's been controversy up here, up in the Great White North as well. Notice you. I see you, Loken. I see you. I acknowledge all of you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you. Thank you. But I want to get this ball rolling. I don't really got a lot. Like I said last week, I didn't plan on throwing a whole lot together here tonight. Maybe we can get through this and I can open up the chat if anyone wants to come in. We'll have an airing of the grievances. First things first, we got to get to the musical. Now, I know why you people are here. The early birds. Because you want to get to the musical number. That's how we're going to do it then. I got something special from the vault, ladies and gentlemen. From the vault. I hope you enjoy it as much as me. If you got that special someone, bring them in close.
If we can solve any problem, then why do we lose so many tears? Oh, so you go again when a leading man appears. Always the same thing. Can't you see we've got everything going on and on and on? Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Ooh.
On point.
Go on and go free. Yeah. Or maybe you're too close to see. I can feel your body move. Doesn't mean that much to me. I can go on singing the same thing. 'Cause can't you see we've got everything going on and on and on. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Ooh, every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Ooh.
Instrumental interlude.
I can't go on singing the same thing. Baby, can't you see we got everything going on and on and on? Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away.
Nice.
You take a piece of me.
Musicality, folks. Look it up. It's a word.
Every time you go away.
I miss the fade outs on cassettes. There we are, folks. Let's look at that. The look of conviction. Oh, goodness. You wanted the best. I brought you the best. I didn't even need much of a setup for that one. Just speaks for itself. Laundry pile coming in nicely in the background, as you all can see. And I believe if you look closely, that's when he had the paper duct taped up over the window for whatever reason. But anyways, guys, girls, ladies and Gentiles, elephants and crocodiles. Oh, that was from a time many moons ago. City of the Silent. Yeah, there's controversy. There's lots of politics going on these days, folks. And look, I don't want to be polarizing here. Kind of make it a rule over the trolls, haters, naysayers to kind of keep that stuff limited. We got people of all kinds of different beliefs and political paradigms, and we don't try to mix and mash too much. I mean, there comes a time you got to have a thick skin. You got to talk about it. I mean, it's got to get it out there, right? But like I said, tonight, no, I'm not here to necessarily give my opinion here and there, possibly. But apparently Von Helton had a lot to say. Them goddamn Democrats. Before we get into all that, like I said, I haven't thrown a whole lot together, but I did go through the vault. I found a couple classic little clips. Nothing major. Just a little something. You know, all these little somethings that kind of get swept to the internet corner, and they don't get seen for a long time. And like I said, it's nothing special. 2 little clips, 2 minutes of your time, if you will indulge me. Let's do it. Let's just fucking. That's how we're fucking playing it. Doing it live.
I should upload her nudes as revenge. Actually, I have a funny feeling that when the judge pounds the gavel down and we're divorced, the trolls will do that for me. I won't have to do that. The trolls will be doing it. The trolls will be doing it. How tall am I? Well, I was 5'7", now I'm 5'9". And I talked to a guy the other day, said he didn't start growing until his mid-30s. Interesting.
Anyway, I'm kind of in the hopes that the signal that went off was a nasty one, and that all my haters and trolls and naysayers dutifully went outside with their tinfoil hats on, looked up into the sky, and got their fucking brain lobotomized. Unfortunately, I was told from inside sources that it ended up being nothing more than a glorified emergency broadcast system test, which was kind of sad, because I was hoping to see fried brains all over the place as all my trolls fucking fell dead. But unfortunately, that was not the case. So, oh well. You did go out with your tin hat, I was kind of hoping that that all of my haters would magically disappear at that moment. But unfortunately, I was told by inside sources that yes, all it was a stupid little emergency broadcast system beep. And pretty much after that, everything went back to normal. And I'm like, well, damn. But you know what? Better to be safe than sorry, folks. Better to be safe than sorry. Okay? Google Sound Cannon. Okay? Those of you that still have a brain, a functioning brain, and that know how to use Google, Google Sound Cannon. See what you get. Okay? You'll be shocked and amazed.
Shocked and amazed, folks, if you just Google it. Yes, inside sources. I don't know if you guys all, who's been, those that have been around in the know, as they say, probably remember when this took place a few years back. But Von Helton was actually trying to convince everybody that the powers that be, the New World Order, were going to send a death sound through all your electronic devices. And for like, I don't know, a week or two straight, he was convinced that we were all going to die. It was supposed to be a Sunday afternoon. I remember it well because when Sunday came, Von Helton didn't unplug his appliances or his devices. No, he did like, I think, an 8-hour hangout or something and didn't even mention it once. Did not mention the death sound once. But that's why it sticks in my mind, folks. That's why it sticks in my mind. But, yeah. Good times. Nothing, like I said, nothing major. It was just a little something, something. Here, let me just see if I can finagle this. There we go. Hey, folks. All right. So, yeah. I'll go through the vault. I got to get some more content up. Like I said, the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've just been busy doing other stuff. Believe it or not, I actually have requests for some of Von Helton singing videos. So if anyone's, orally offended by those videos when I put them up, I do apologize. They have been requested. I just haven't had a lot of time to look for them, put them up. But we'll get there. I got a vault full. I actually went down at my parents' place. I had stashed my old computer that I used to use back in the day, like 2012 to 2014-ish, somewhere in there. So I think I cleaned a lot of that stuff out, but I'm going to have to hook that baby up and see if there's any gems from back in the day that have been forgotten. I'm sure there's something on there. I'm sure there's something. Could be fun. Could be nothing. That's how she goes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she don't. But yeah, there's lots of stuff going on. I'm sure there's a lot of opinions going around. Of course, we've been bombarded with the impeachment inquiry hearings. That's been a lot going on. Like I said, that we've had our own controversies up here. We got people talking about separating. We got butthurt over an election. It's all over the place, folks. I don't even know where to start with this. But yeah, Von Helton certainly has a lot to say. Now, again, I have not watched. I guess apparently Von Helton's put out a couple videos. He put out a video over on his fucking Dinky Car channel or fucking whatever the hell it is. I don't know. Spending more money. Spending more money on that track. All these people like, Von Helton's poor. We got to we got to make sure these kids have fucking toques and mitts. You always hear that argument from the enablers. Oh, he lives a hard life. He lives in the poorest part of Kentucky. We got to help this guy out. And there he is. He's building a fucking racetrack, which, I mean, it's his business. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying, get all your Canadian news from secular. Oh, Jesus. The butthurt over Don Cherry. Ugh. It's been going on and on. I don't even want to get into that topic. To me, the topic's real simple. I just think it's been overblown. It was overblown to begin with, and it's just kept going. That is going down good, though. Listen, folks, like I said, we're going to get a little political tonight. I hope we all can be friends at the end of it. I haven't watched this video that Von Helton put out. I see it's like 55 fucking minutes, and there's no goddamn way we're going to sit here and listen to him repeat himself for 15 fucking minutes. But folks, I want to set the mood. Since we're going to get political, just by chance, I had picked doing a political themed response to a political video that Von Helton put out. But the Cobes himself thought it was important to put his 2 cents in there. Just like within a couple hours ago, he put up a video rocking out some guitar and commenting about what's been going on in the news. And again, he reins us in and focuses on what's important. Let's get into it. Let's get this. Let's set the tone, folks.
2.
There we go. Beautiful. Love it.
Well, we have a historical event. In American history.
All right, Cobes. I hate to do it to you, but we gotta skip ahead. This is painful. Try tuning before you make a fucking video. All right. He's still tuning. Not that it matters. Just being honest. That doesn't. It's still out of tune. Ooh, there we go. Soul, passion. That's what comes through. You guys standing up, you motherfuckers? Alright, we get it. We get it. Fuck, even I know that much of it. Alright. Oh, yeah, skills. Alright. Still tuning. Still tuning, folks. I'm trying to find it. All right.
The United States government has to sign it.
Let's back it
Either yes, decriminalize cannabis and take it off the Schedule 1 list.
Here we go.
Went through the Senate and it passed, and now it's going to the House votes. If the House vote approves it, then the president has to sign it, either yes or no. My question to the United States government is, do you like money? If the answer is yes, then with cannabis being legalized in the good old US of A, our country would be filthy, stinking rich. We owe China money. We owe a lot of money towards the war effort for fighting with other countries because we want their oil. And it's just like, for starters, Jeff Sessions says only bad people smoke pot. Well, okay, Mr. Sessions, is George Washington a bad person? Because, Mr. Sessions, George Washington, our very first president, smoked cannabis for his toothaches and for his erectile dysfunction. If you read Washington's journal in the Congress Library,
which he has.
It says it right there.
He's went to the library, folks, the Congressional Library. That's what's up.
Yippers, it says it right there. Sure do. I just had my phone charged. Why did it seriously die on me again? Oh, that's why. Gotta get the light to line up. There it goes. That's all right. My charger for my phone works, but you gotta have it just right. Otherwise, it don't want to charge. Which I'm not too worried about it. It'll charge up. So my question is, if the United States government loves money, they tax the fuck out of tobacco and alcohol.
Don't be jealous, Blue.
Then why not do the same?
Look at that
cannabis?
custom fucking. There's some banjo skills, folks. Just thinks, folks. This is actually how his mind works. This is what's going on in his mind. Alberta is a myth. I don't think it exists. I've never seen it. All right, come on, Copes. Snap out of it.
I'm just saying we owe a shit ton of money to China. The war efforts that we've had with conflicts with other countries over the last couple of years.
Warmer. There.
I found a way to play the Halloween theme song even with the bottom string missing.
He's already broken strings, folks. See that banjo roll? See that technique? Beautiful.
Speaking of Halloween, people saying watch out for people giving away edibles on Halloween. Ooh. Do you realize how expensive marijuana edibles can be sometimes? Oh, hell no. They're not.
Hey, you're not missing much,
No,
Rusty.
dude. That's dumb.
Fuck. I'll give him this. I could definitely see him sitting on a porch with that thing somewhere. Out in the fucking out yonder. So I'm getting word that the video has froze. I don't know. I'm going to just reload here. We will be back after these messages. All right. It's time to get back to business. Now, lately it's been kind of a tradition. We had, like, inadvertently, I didn't really mean it this way, but it seems like mukbang is the new thing. So just before we dip our toes into this fucking shit abyss we call a Von Held video, I'm going to give you a little more Cobes, just a little more taste of Cobes. No guitar playing, no banjo playing. But this had some interesting mukbang in it. I'm even going to full screen it for you bitches. Give me a sec here. Technology. All right, here we go. Prepare yourselves. This is also fresh off the internet press.
Up YouTube. So, had some technical difficulties with my live stream.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. I fucked up on a vocal cover anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And accidentally farted while doing it. So it's like, it is what it is.
He's a man of class, folks. He's not
I'm
going to put
grabbing
that out there.
something to eat. Made a bowl of melted extra sharp cheddar cheese. It's delicious.
A bowl of cheese, folks.
Since I got my YouTube money, I'm thinking me and Darflini should do a live stream. What do you guys think? My trolls are assholes. They literally, well, don't even care. They're like, Cobra's trying to promote his buddy's channel. Let's spam their live stream. Let's span their live stream just to talk shit on Cobra. It's like, you people are fucking pathetic. You know that?
He got his YouTube money.
Right after I had technical difficulties with the live stream, and then fucking up on that vocal cover at the end, I was like,
So I'm desperately hoping that someone re-uploads his vocal cover. Someone's got it. It'll be up. But apparently he shit his pants at the end of it. And he got his YouTube monies. So he ran out and got himself apparently a block of cheese. And or maybe that's leftover from the jalapeno experiment. I don't know. But yeah.
I felt myself getting angry. So, to calm down, I watched a bell tower video. If you go on YouTube and you look up bell tower videos, there's literally thousands of bell tower videos from various churches and what have you all over the internet. So whoa. I can hear my arteries clogging right now.
Just like the milk after cereal, folks. Some people are saying it's frozen. Here, I'm going to stop it for a second. Some people are saying it's frozen. Other people are watching it fine. I don't know. So there's a frozen. Someone else just watched them drink the grease. It's frozen again. I don't know. It's not my internet. It must be StreamYard. I'll do it. I'll reload again. Here we go.
Now, I don't like having a temper, to be quite honest. I hate it. And I'm too much of a perfectionist. That's one of my bigger problems is I'm
Perfectionist,
a
folks.
perfectionist with
Oh no. If you missed the grease drinking, we're putting it back. You have to experience it. Here it is, folks.
whoa.
In all its glory.
I can hear my arteries clogging right now. Now, I don't like having a temper, to be quite honest. I hate it. And I'm too much of a perfectionist. That's one of my bigger problems is I'm a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist with OCD and Asperger's because life is funny like that. And really and this is what gets me about it, like YouTube on a real note. The thing about being a perfectionist is that peer pressure comes strictly from society, expecting everyone to be perfect. It's really kind of unfair for society to expect everyone to be perfect when society itself is not. You know, that's how I feel. You know how else I feel? That women who sit there and say, "Oh, I look like crap. I don't have my makeup on, blah, blah, blah." Fuck all that. Men are simple. We really are. Men are some of the simplest creatures on the planet. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We really are some of the simplest creatures on the planet, you know. It don't take much for men to be happy. It don't. Men are incredibly simple to please. We really are. We're not that complicated. So women, and the only reason women think like that is because society puts way too much pressure on women to always look their prettiest, and it's just like, shut the fuck up with that shit.
Deep thoughts. Deep thoughts. Bucky's stoking that cigarette like he was down in that cheese.
And women constantly complain about how hard it is to be a woman, and I'm like, well, some of the things that women do, like slut shame each other, slut shame themselves. Oh, I don't look good. I don't have my makeup on. My hair is a mess. Okay, stop complaining about that shit, because it's only going to make you feel more insecure about yourself. And that's the fucking truth. Like, are you bullshitting me right now? The female form is overly sexualized in our society. And do you think most men are going to give a shit if your hair is a bit messy and you got no makeup on? Most men don't give a shit about that crap. I'm telling you right now.
This guy would literally fuck a can of warm liver. Kid me not. I kid you not. reflect, folks. I think that cheese is setting in.
I might go to the bar and get me some beer here in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a plan. Get my phone charged up. We're trying to get it charged up, but I might need to get a new charging cable because it's not working. Yeah. Now when I feel myself getting angry, I'm like, you know, there's techniques I can use to stay calm and collected. It was a pretty good live stream until I fucked up on the vocal covers.
And shit his pants.
I accidentally ripped ass while singing, and then there was no lyric video for the song, so it was just like...
Someone's got to have that
I
vid.
didn't feel comfortable posting it.
If you got that vid, please post it. Poor Cobes. He's a modern day Charlie Brown, folks. Just can't get that football. You're frozen. You're fucking with me. All right, we're at the end of this video. Let's reload this fucking bitch one more time. All right. We're back on track. If that's the way it's going to be, I think we should just move right on to our main event, folks. We are crossing the threshold here shortly. Let me just get it just right. All right, there we go. Okay, folks. This is the main event. We're going to see what Von Helton's got to say. I seen Blue put out a timestamp around 33 minutes. I guess something's relevant. Like I said, this is like an hour-long video. I really don't want to listen to him repeat himself over and over again. So if you have something that's relevant, I mean, we'll skim through it. We'll check it out. Maybe we'll touch on some points. But again, this is political in nature, folks. I don't want any butthurt here. And I'm going to try to remain completely objective. And just remember, I'm responding to Von Helton's hypocrisy. I'm not here to defend the political party. I'm not here to defend Hillary Clinton. I mean, I'm just saying I just want to balance the scales a little bit because we are talking about a guy who believes, you know, the Democrats bathe themselves in the bloods of babies, right? So we want to just keep a little balance here on the ticket, folks, right? Now, full disclaimer for transparency, though I do consider myself more of a centrist, I do tend to lean a little left. I am going to try to remain objective here, folks. I'm going to be clear when I'm sticking to facts or if I'm stating an opinion, but I'm going to try to keep it down the middle. I'm going to be biting my lip here. Also, for the sake of full transparency, I want it known that I am not a big Trump fan. But I am not here to bash Trump. I'm just here to see what Von Helton's got to say. Again, I have just watched the intro of the video, so I get the gist of it. But I have not watched this whole video yet. So anyways, with all that out of the way, if your butt hurt past this point, I don't know what to tell you. I've done my part. That's my PSA, my obligation. All right, without any further ado, let's get into it.
Just when you thought the depravity of the left has finally reached the apex, finally reached the end of what can only be described as sheer stupidity. You get out on the internet and you stumble across something that's even worse than that.
Worse. Again, folks, remember, this is coming from a point. This is a man who believes that the Democrats literally bathe themselves in the blood of babies in some kind of twisted satanic rite. That he believes this stuff. Just so we're all clear. We're on the same story. Let's go.
I mean, it's almost 4 years now. What have we heard? Oh, Trump is bad. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. That's all we've heard for 4 years. What have the Democrats done in those 4 years? Have they passed any meaningful legislation? No. Have they improved the living conditions in the inner city? No.
Well, I would like to remind Von Helton that it was actually the Trump administration for the first, 2 years had control of the House, Senate, executive branch, like everything. Now, again, I'm not here. Listen, we can do a whole video about the Democrats. Don't get me wrong. We got a lot of complaints. But let's, and some would argue, with this, being preoccupied with, trying to get Trump removed or whatever the case may be, that maybe some other things aren't getting done. But I like to, this is a point that kind of stickles me, right? We get so sucked in by the faces we see on TV, but they just represent a certain layer of the cake, right? Fortunately, I do honestly believe that a lot of grassroots politicians, whether they be on the right or the left or whatever the case may be, are there to actually do a job, right? And there are things, obviously the country, the United States is running, right? Like people are fortunately not preoccupied with all this other stuff, and they are actually working together to get the job done, right? So, I know it seems like, well, it is polarized, but I mean, it seems even worse because we're watching, we're watching cable news version of it, So I just wanted to point that out there, that definitely things are still getting done. But, I mean, just coming from his point of view, I'm just being straight up. I mean, if you want to blame the first couple of years on nothing getting done, I mean, the Trump administration had control of everything. But anyways, let's go.
Have they made more advances in social services for the underprivileged or the downtrodden? No. In fact, just the opposite. They've started arresting the poor and the indigent and throwing them in prison. So what has the Democrat Party done for the last 4 years? Orange man bad. We're going to impeach him. Orange man bad. We're going to impeach him. Orange man bad. We're going to impeach. That's it. That's it. That's all they've done for the last almost 4 years now. Orange man bad. So anybody at this point that's stupid enough to vote Democrat, you need your head examined. You really do. And I'm saying this as somebody who knows actual Democrats and who understands.
No, I just wanted to pause it there because this is another tell. I just like whenever I've always pointed out guys like G-Man and stuff when they talk about the atheist community or the whatever community, it shows how isolated and cut off from like the real world they are. Like now, I understand where Von Helton lives, right? Like I was following the Kentucky governor's race and stuff. Excuse me. I understand that Kentucky is a red state. And Clay County, especially where he lives, is very, very red. So I know that Democrats are few and far between, in where he lives. But for a man of his age and stuff, to actually be like, I know a couple Democrats. I mean, again, it's just another testament to what, because I've always said this about people are like, how does a guy become Von Helton? Is he crazy? Is he schizophrenic? This is the result of years of living in a bubble, of being bubble wrapped, folks. And just like he lives in a trailer in his mom's backyard in Kentucky, and the only news he's fed himself, he's ingested, is what he's chosen to ingest. So he goes out he finds information that agrees with him that's usually a year or two old, and then, ingests that, reads the headline, and that's where he bases his opinions from. And I always found it funny that he boasts to be an uber conservative, yet lives on the government's tit. Right, because listen, it's another interesting point too. Because we've watched the dynamics within the political parties over a number of years, like even decades, of course. But the parties have evolved and changed through time, right? Actually, to be honest with you, a lot of the more moderate Democrats remind me a lot more of what like Republicans kind of used to be in a lot of ways. But Republicans to me were always about pull yourself, not totally without empathy. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying that they're not concerned with like social programs and whatnot. They are, but I'm just saying they're more of the pull yourself up by the bootstraps kind of mentality, right? And let's not kid ourselves, folks. Von Helton is definitely not a let's pull ourselves up by the bootstraps type of guy. Let's just be real here. So I always found that kind of funny. But anyways. Let's go on. Let's continue on.
That, their party has fucking it's just become a joke. The Democrat Party is a joke at this point because their only montage is Orange Man bad. We're going to impeach him. Orange Man bad. We're going to impeach him. Orange Man bad. That's it. That's all they've got. Show me any meaningful legislation that has helped the inner city from the Democrat Party in the last 4 fucking years. Show it to me. Show me the legislation. I want to see it. Show it to me. I want to see it. Yeah, you can. You know why? Because they ain't passed no meaningful legislation. The only thing they've done for the last 4 years is Orange Man bad. So if you're stupid enough to vote for the Democratic Party this coming election, you're an idiot. You're a blooming idiot. Because they have absolutely no platform other than Orange Man bad. That is self-evident. You can pick up a newspaper, you can turn on the TV, Orange Man bad. That's all there is. Like I said, show me any meaningful legislation that they've done in the last 4 years that's helped the poor and the downtrodden. No, they've been arresting them, haven't they? Yeah, they've started arresting them on the streets now, throwing them in prison. Can't blame that one on Trump because it's Democrats that's doing it. Democrats run the big cities. Okay, so you can't blame that shit on Trump. Can't do it. But yeah, for 4 years, man, or almost 4 years, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad. So that's all they got. All right, so you think, well, surely, we've reached the apex of that. We've reached the pinnacle of that, and maybe things would start to die down a little bit, right? Of course. Problem is that when I went on the internet just now, I bumped into something that just totally blew that completely out of the water. and proved once again the utter and sheer depravity of the left. Oh, what are you talking about, Von? Well, let's get into it. We'll be right back after these messages.
There we go, folks. I'm going to skip through this.
You'd call it a bulletin board, because that's what it is, basically. And it says, has there been scientific study of why some people stay with Trump? Now, this is just gonna fucking blow your mind. Someone uses simple, readily available techniques to paint themselves as a leader or even a savior. They gain influence, support, and ultimately a devout following. It all turns to custard, and psychologists, social scientists, and others pick through the wreckage and provide explanations. Okay, are you ready for this? Are you ready for the unveiling? Because this is going to blow your fucking mind like it did me. If you have 2 brain cells to rub together, this is going to blow your fucking mind. You ready for this shit? Here we go. Jim motherfucking Jones. Jim Jones, a fucking cult leader, mass murdering cult leader. That's their idea of Trump. That's who they think Trump is. That is literally who they think Donald Trump is a mass murdering cult leader. They absolutely believe that shit. And there's the proof right there. They absolutely believe that Donald J. Trump is a mass murdering cult leader. They absolutely believe it. And there's the proof right there. Well, for you guys, it would be right over here. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I saw this and I'm like, okay, please give me a break. I mean, really? A mass murdering cult leader? You know, they're, you know, they say, oh well, you know, he warned people of multiple apocalyptic threats to their existence and explained that he had solutions. He used simple psychological techniques to get people to commit to the cause. The principal thing here is to distort our. Okay, now get this: distorting our perception of reality. Okay, so when Trump says that the left are fake news and that they've been spreading lies for years and et cetera, et cetera, that's not a distortion of reality. It's the truth.
Now, I think this goes without saying, but I don't think any of us here need Von Helton to be our compass for perceiving reality. I don't think he has a good track record. And listen, I'm not here to say that Trump is Hitler or that he's Jim Jones, but I think there is a cult of personality. I mean, I think if Obama called people to arms, there would be handfuls of people that would be willing to do it. Like, I think that just comes with celebrity, right? And give Trump his credit where credit's due. He's charismatic to a certain set of people, and he's an entertainer. He knows how to work the media. So I mean, in those ways, there's obviously a base of people that's attracted. I mean, he said it himself. I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue, and people would still support me. So, but would I go so far as say that he's Jim Jones? And I mean, keep in mind, Von Helton, of course, is picking one blog from somebody somewhere and saying this is representative of a whole paradigm, which I think is kind of ridiculous. But yeah. Let's keep on going. And to be fair, I mean, listen, I look at it this way. I think you got to be smart enough. If anybody's just becoming, quote, woke, that the media spins things, or that, I'm not going to sit here and give this rant about the fucking, you can't trust the media. I think it's up to you to be informed. And if you're watching a certain cable subscription network, you're going to realize that it's catering to its subscriber base. It doesn't matter if you're watching MSNBC or if you're watching Fox News, if you're watching whatever, whose base that is catering to, right? There's reporting the news, and then there's opinion slant, and there's definitely opinion slant. And I think if you're that dumb that that you can't tell what you're reading, but I mean, a lot of people, again, it's about sound bites, and they don't really, Von Helton is evidence of that, right? So let's keep moving forward.
The media is overwhelmingly to the left. Anybody that denies that is an idiot. So, yes, they do spread fake news.
Well, first of all, I will give points that a majority of mainstream media is left-leaning, and especially since Trump got in. Because let's be fair, I mean, he's been out picking fights too. So there's a lot like CNN networks like that were left-leaning but more centric of definitely as far as like, any chance they can get to call out Trump, they've definitely jumped on that side of the fence. I'm not denying that the vast majority of mainstream media is left-leaning, but that doesn't instantly by default make what they're saying fake news. I mean, regardless of your opinion, I mean, I could say the same thing about other outlets, but the fact remains that when we're dealing with Donald Trump, and I'm just stating a fact, is like anybody that reports negatively on him, he calls fake news. So you just got to keep that in mind, right? Like that's just a reality. And yes, I do think that over the last few years, the media, especially left-leaning media, has gotten more progressive. It's they're not hiding it, that's for sure.
Because they only represent one side of the bird. If you're gonna be fair and balanced, you need to have both sides represented. Yeah, well, the media doesn't do that. They only represent the left. And more recently, the media only represents the hard left. Okay, so What has Trump lied about? Well, he hasn't lied about anything, to my knowledge. He's been absolutely correct about the media. He's been absolutely correct about the Democrat Party. See, the thing about Trump is that he used to be a Democrat. He used to hang with these people, so he knows each and every one of them. Hillary is on record saying that, you know, if Trump wins the presidency, they're all going to hang, you know, or something.
Well, I will actually give him credit there. That is actually a fact. Trump was a Democrat up until, guess what? He wanted to run for president. He had to run against the Democrats, right? I personally, and again, this is opinion. I'm not getting into a side thing trying to prove this or nothing. I really don't even consider Donald Trump a Republican. I mean, he's a Republican by name, but I really think Donald Trump is just whatever. I mean, I think he definitely has some views that probably lean more to the right, but I really just think a lot of it he doesn't give a shit either way. I think he cares about economy. Like, he cares about those types of trade issues and things like that. But other than that, everything else is secondary. He'll just go with whatever gets him through, right? That's my opinion anyways. But
to that effect. The thing of it is that I don't understand why he hasn't. You know, Trump has the ability to have thrown each and every one of these people in jail for high treason, and he hasn't done it yet, and I don't understand why. I do not understand why. I would have pressed formal charges against each and every one of these people by now. Most of them are in violation of the Logan's Act, and every single one of them are in violation of the McLaren-Walters Act. And you know, they're treasonous pieces of crap, and he could have thrown them all in jail. Trump could have thrown them all in jail his first day in office. Instead, he doesn't throw them in jail, and now we got 4 years of Orange Man Bad. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this here just absolutely blew my mind. Comparing him to Jim Jones. I mean, that's just fucking crazy. Initially willing, you get caught in a positive reinforcement cycle you struggle to break. You hear precisely what you want to hear. You're partitioned off together with and supported by like-minded people, and you support them too. Well, now, the problem is that nobody's cordoning off people and isolating people. I mean, people are free to go wherever they go. If they want to go to a Trump concert, they can go. If they don't want to go to a Trump concert, they can go. And that's where this little theory of theirs falls flat on its face. You know, if people really were shipped off to Guyana like those people with Jim Jones were, then yeah, you would have a case. But people in regards to Trump are not isolated. They can believe or not believe, do or not do. They're not whisked off on a plane to Guyana like Jim Jones's people were. Okay, so that's where their theory falls flat. But I mean, just the idea that they would bring something like that forward shows me the depravity of the left, of the Democrats and the left in this country. I mean, Orange Man Bad has now taken on a whole new meaning when you're comparing it to a mass murdering cult leader. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what the fuck to say. We're going to compare the President of the United States to a mass murdering cult leader, but at the same time, we allowed a totally illegal individual and totally un-American individual, I might add, to sit in the White House for 8 fucking years, and that's okay. It's okay to allow an illegal to occupy the White House for 8 years, drive us $19 trillion in debt. Some would say 20, but it's actually 19. I've said 20 myself on a couple of occasions, but it's actually 19. But putting a non-American in the White House who was dedicated to destroying the United States of America, putting him in the White House for 8 years is totally okay. But when you put an actual capitalist in the White House, then all of a sudden we're comparing him to Jim Jones. We're saying Orange Man bad. We're going to impeach him. You know, every time I turn on the TV now, it's somebody new is trying to impeach Donald Trump. I told the story.
While I do agree, I don't think, you know, despite my disdain for Donald Trump as a president, I do think it's extreme when we start like comparing him directly to Hitler and like Jim Jones and stuff. But on the other side of that coin, Von Helton, you can't, you know, you can disagree with Obama. You can, you know, disagree with certain policies or certain things, but to not only say that like he was destroying America, but that it was his agenda to destroy. Like, you can completely disagree with Obama. I'm not here to, you know, hold his hand, even though I'll point out that for the first many years of your children's lives, they were a ward of the state, and indirectly, basically, Obama raised your babies. That aside, I think whether you agree with them or not, I think we can all agree that generally these people have, at least they rationalize good intentions, right, for what they're doing. I don't think anyone out is out to destroy the United States, right? To actually propose that was his agenda, right, for being in office was to solely destroy the United States. I just think that's a little far.
Story, I don't know if I told you guys recently, but I told a story, I think in a live hangout or something. I tried to start a GoFundMe. All right, I was going to start a GoFundMe to create a YouTube-like environment for us conservatives. And I thought, well, hell, if I could get enough capital built up to start me off, I could swing it myself after a while. My GoFundMe got exactly $0. Zero. Okay. This freaked out crazy woman who wants to murder Donald Trump got on GoFundMe and got over $1 million on GoFundMe. Wanted to murder the president of the United States, and she got $1 million on GoFundMe.
I actually find that kind of funny, but anyways.
I want to start a conservative website like YouTube, but for conservatives, $0. $0. Let me say that again. $0, not even $1. Okay, so that tells me a great many things. It tells me why conservatives are constantly beaten on the internet, because they won't open their wallets. Conservatives will not open up their wallets, and because they won't open up their wallets, they continuously get their ass kicked on the internet. If you are a conservative and you are on the internet and you want to see the conservative message actually be prominent on the internet, you have to open up your wallet, because otherwise you're not going to get the conservative message. You're going to get a liberal message, because the liberals will open up their wallets.
Look, you're not going to be able to afford gold toilets by writing checks to Von Helton. Just throwing that out there.
You know, this woman wanted to kill President Trump. She got $1 million on GoFundMe. $1 million. Over $1 million, actually. Over $1 million. And she wanted to kill President Trump. Okay, that's nuts, man. But it shows how the liberals will open up their wallets, whereas the conservatives will not. And I get it. I'm a conservative myself. You want to conserve your money. You want to conserve, you know, your income to pay your bills and whatnot. I get it. I'm a conservative myself. But, guys, we have to open up our wallets, or the only thing on the internet will be the leftist message. That's the only thing that's going to be on the internet. If we don't open up our wallets and we don't start supporting conservative ideologies on the internet, they will disappear. They will not last. You have to open up your wallets, conservatives, if you want a conservative message on the internet. It's just that simple. It literally is that simple. Okay. But I saw this, and it just blew my ever-loving fucking mind. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, really? That's nuts, man. That's just nuts. What can you do, man? What can you do? But it shows the absolute depravity of the left in this country now, where we're comparing the president of the United States to a mass murdering cult leader. But yet we're totally okay with leaving somebody who we now know was not.
I love this reasoning. It's like we've reached a new low. We're comparing the president of the United States to a cult leader. Now let me go on a rant about Obama, how he's not American. He's a fucking Muslim cult leader.
Not even an American. His family finally has outed him. The ambassador to Kenya has outed him. He was never an American. He was not born in fucking Hawaii. The so-called birthers were correct. He was not born in Hawaii. How can you be born in two hospitals at the same time, folks? Both hospitals in Hawaii claim to be the birthplace of Obama. Well, you can't, okay? So, yeah, he was not born in Hawaii. He was born in Kenya. He was not an American. In fact, he even came over here on a failed student visa, we found out later. And his whole family was sitting in the front row, so he couldn't fucking deny it. Because if he denied it, his family would have got up and said, hey, you know. So I love it. I love it. He's finally been outed by his own damn family and by the ambassador to Kenya, by his own grandma, too, before she died, mysteriously. Anyway, but yeah. So we put a non-American who hated America and put us almost $20 trillion in debt. It was 19 something, almost 20 trillion, but it's actually 19. $19 trillion in debt, hated this country, hated everything it stood for, went out on an apology tour, apologizing to all these third world dictators and potentates. Crazy. And we put him in the White House for 8 fucking years. And I'm telling you, DNC, I will file a class action lawsuit if you ever do that shit again. If you ever.
I just want to point out that, yes, it was true that Obama did go on a, quote, apology tour. But to criticize him for, like, sucking up to, like, dictators and potentates, but supporting Trump, I mean, let's be honest here, people.
Put a non-American in the White House again, I will personally file a class action lawsuit. Okay? That's bullshit, man. Putting an illegal in the White House for 8 years. What the hell was you guys thinking? And the birthers and truthers are sitting there screaming, hey, this guy ain't legit. This guy ain't legit. Don't put him in the White House. And, no, you know, oh, you guys are crazy. No, we ended up being absolutely 100% correct. We ended up being correct. I mean, his own family's fucking out at his ass. You know, but no, you all truthers and birthers, you're crazy. You're, you know. Yeah, well, we're not crazy now. Of course, it's too late now because now he gets free Secret Service for the rest of his life. And guess who's fitting that bill? Yeah, you are. You're paying for his Secret Service for the rest of his life. You're paying to let him live a life of luxury for the rest of his life.
Notice he doesn't say he is. Because guess what, taxpayers of Kentucky? You're paying for Von Helton's lavish lifestyle. And listen, don't get me wrong. I know he lives in this fucking dank FEMA trailer in the back hills of Kentucky and he's poor as dirt. That's his motherfucking fault. Just remember, he don't pay rent. He don't pay anything. He can say, oh, I pay my own bills, but where's that money come from? It comes from the fucking taxpayers. And he's building a fucking $3,000 fucking, it's not even an electric race. Like, it's not even cool. It's a Hot Wheels fucking racetrack. That's useless. Like, you don't race them. You launch them down this little thing and they go a few feet and they're done. Like, what the hell does he need a whole garage for that? All over here is going to be the parking lot, and then this will be the West Wing, and this will be the fucking go-kart. You're like, what the fuck? This is not an electric racetrack. They're not going around and around a display. God damn. I just envision this conversation between him and his mom as he's handing him the wad of bills, right? Now here's the money for the land taxes, Irv. Make sure you get that paid. Oh, I will, Mom. Well, Jeffy, the thing was he was flashing around $3,000 saying it was for a lawyer. But then all of a sudden, fucking cousin Ernst and fucking Delilah come up and start fucking cleaning the shed, and renovations are getting done, and they're building tables for him, and all this stuff comes in. So I think it's pretty clear the $3,000 was getting paid for like renovations and building these tables for his track, and then all of a sudden he's got rolls of fake grass and track, and I don't know. And that's his business. I'm not here to say, but I'm just saying anyone that feels sorry for this motherfucker, just remember he's living rent free off the government's teat as he sits there and claims to be an uber conservative, outraged that tax dollars are going to pay for Obama's Secret Service. Now that we're all caught up. Watch a bit more, then we'll skip ahead.
And he isn't even a goddamn American.
I'm
That
a
nice?
goddamn American.
I wish I could get a deal like that. Anyways, but yeah, we are now at the level of comparing Trump to a mass murdering cult leader. Yay. Yay. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, it's wonderful, ain't it? Oh my God. I just don't know what to make of it, man. Sometimes, I swear. But the left is the gift that keeps giving, because they can't stop. They can't stop. But see, here's the thing that worries me about Trump. Trump could have thrown these assholes in jail anytime he wanted. Anytime he wanted. Whether it be his regular civil court or military tribunal, it doesn't matter.
No, he can't. He can't just throw. Trust me, if the motherfucking Republicans could just throw Hillary Clinton in jail, they would have just thrown her in jail. Right? Like, you can't just throw people in jail. Now, you may believe that, certain people deserve to be in jail. I'm not here to argue that one way or the other. I'm just saying there is a process, right? Like, even though I think it's a failed fucking process. You ask me, But let's not get sidetracked into all that.
He could have thrown every damn one of them in jail. Like I said, many of them's guilty of the Logan Act. Every damn one of them's guilty of McLaren-Walters Act. You don't let someone with an ideology of world conquest come to this country, folks. You can't do that. Okay? You can't do that. That's a violation of the McLaren-Walters Act. No Muslim should be allowed in this country. Why? Because the Quran specifically says that non-Muslim countries must be conquered by the sword, no less. Okay? It's not by peaceful means like Jesus. No. You kill people. Take over their country. That is in the Quran. Okay?
I actually believe, isn't it Matthew? I have to brush up on my New Testament, but I believe Jesus says that he comes with a sword. But again, I don't want to get sidetracked. I digress.
But so no Muslim should be allowed in this country according to McLaren-Walters Act. Well, how many senators and congressmen have wanted to deport Muslims? Yeah, not one. Okay, so they're all guilty of McLaren-Walters Act, which clearly states that anyone that has an ideology of world conquest is not permitted to come to this country. Period. End of story. If you have designs on taking over the United States, you're not welcome here. Well, what does the Quran say? Oh, the Quran says to lie in wait, till you have sufficient numbers, and then take over that non-Muslim country. That is in the Quran. It is a command from their God. Okay? That is an actual command from their God. So why are Muslims in America? Oh, they're here to take over. Their holy book commands them to do it. Their God and their prophet command them to do these things. Because they can sit there, oh, well, I'm not doing that. Yeah, well, then you're in violation of your own holy book then, because your own holy book says to do it. Okay, so yeah, there's no reason for a Muslim to be in the land of war unless they're here to commit jihad, right? Because that's what the Quran calls America, the land of war. Muslims are over in the Middle East calling us the great Satan, but yet they're going to come over here? Really? And you actually believe that shit? They're over there with their fist in the air, screaming death to America, but yet they're going to come over here and be Americans? Stop and think for a minute, dude. I mean, seriously, stop and think for a second. Why would people who are over there calling us the great Satan want to come here? Oh, because they're not here to be Americans, you dipstick. They're here to take over. And they're going to do it too. And they've already got 6 of our states now, thanks to a bunch of dipstick liberals. They got 6 of our states right now.
All right, let's skip ahead a little bit.
Quasi control of 6 of our states. They stop, drop, and build a mosque. And you stupid.
Oh, here we go. He's using Google, motherfuckers. This is a rarity right here.
Because I know somebody, oh, well, they know Muslim spire on Freedom Tower. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Look here. Let me move it around here so you can see this shit. One World Trade Center in New York City is topped with a Muslim minaret. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, it looks
One
like
World
it, folks.
Trade
It
Center
must
in
be
New
it.
York City is topped with a Muslim minaret.
Anyways.
It really is. America, right? Okay, well,
I
when
was
you put a
told 33
Muslim
minute
minaret
mark
on
something
top
goes
of the
down
damn... What a load of shit. And why did they do that? They did that because they're a bunch of jealous motherfuckers. You know, whatever happened to the idea if it's on the internet is probably not true. Whatever happened to that? A mosque is not a church, you moron.
Okay, here
Never
we go. I'll
has
just run
been.
it from here.
But see, you got to be a purveyor of history in order to know this shit. And sadly, many Americans do not know the history of Islam. They
Vaughn
don't.
is a purveyor of
Because
history,
if they
folks.
did, they'd have protested this shit. They'd have protested this. They would have protested the building of a mosque. But see, most Americans don't know. And that's why Islam has made such inroads here in the United States. Is because most Americans don't know. And then I come along and I try to tell people that, and then, oh, well, that Von Hilton, he's crazy. Am I? Am I crazy now, bitch? Look at the motherfucker. Am I crazy now? You know, I ain't lying about this shit. That shit's real. You know. But, of course, it's built now, so I don't know what the fuck we could do. I guess we could still protest and demand to be removed and replaced with an actual... Their excuse is, oh, that's a radio antenna. Well, it's an awful funny looking radio antenna. Let me find radio antenna, okay? American radio antenna.
American radio
antenna. I'm doing this live. I'm pulling a Bill O'Reilly. And
why don't you
shit
look
live
up like the model?
everybody's
Why don't you look
fucking
up the type of
broken.
antenna they're claiming
Whenever
it
I
is,
get on the internet,
rather than do it this way? Because obviously, look what he comes up with, folks. Like fucking Walmart. It's like the source, right? It's like he's bringing up goddamn Radio Shack here. Look, they don't look like that. Except for that one. That one right there. Oh my God! Look, it's the Muslims have infiltrated. 2856, folks, right there. It's one of them. It's quite phallic.
I talk about shit. Everybody's fucking internet's broken. All right. Anyways. Okay, here we go. Well, shit, I want the fucking picture. There we go. There it is. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is an American radio antenna.
That's not what they put on top of buildings. Well, I mean, it could be similar to that, but that's like a fucking
shit, right? No. You know why? Because it's not supposed to. You know. This is an American radio antenna. That's what an American radio antenna looks like. All right. So what is that abomination on top of World Trade Center 1? Well, it sure as fuck ain't a radio antenna now, is it? No. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a fucking Muslim minaret. That's exactly what it is. Not an American radio antenna. Oh, Von Helton's crazy. Von Helton's full of shit. Yeah, am I full of shit now, motherfucker? Don't shout me down when I'm preaching good. You know, I mean, come on, man. I got eyes, you know. So, that's where we're at. Orange man bad. We're going to sit on our ass and let Islam take over the United States. Well, Vaughn, what happens when Islam takes over the United States? Well, they'll do the exact same thing they did in Lebanon. They'll go out into the streets and start slaughtering people by the thousand. While the military folds their hands, and the UN folds their hands, and NATO folds their hands and sits there and watches, just like they did in Kosovo. Anybody remember Kosovo? Where the Muslims went out into the streets and started slaughtering Coptic Christians? And the UN and NATO forces were just standing there with their fucking arms folded? That's on video. That's on video, bitch. The UN and NATO forces stood there with their fucking arms folded while Muslims went around raping and killing Coptic Christians and burning Kosovo to the fucking ground. And the fucking UN and NATO stood right there with their goddamn arms folded and didn't do jack shit. And then Bill Clinton, what did he do? Oh, he bombed the Christians on top of it. I did an apology video to the Serbian people. And Serbia knows me as a result. They know who I am. I was the only American that made a YouTube video apologizing for what my country did. I was the only American. Let that sink in for a second. I was the only American that did an apology video for what Bill Clinton did to the Serbian Christians. The only one. I'm it, man. There's Vaughn being a narcissist again. I don't give a fuck about what you think. I was the only American that did an apology video to the Serbian people. I'm it, pal. And I guarantee you that every Serbian knows my name because I was the only one that did an apology video. I'm it. I'm the only one. There was nobody else. So you can bet your sweet ass that every Serbian knows my name. Guaranteed. I guarantee they know my name. And they don't know my name because of a bunch of fucking haters on YouTube either. They know my name because I was the only one that had the balls to apologize for what Bill fucking Clinton did to these people. That's a fact. It's not in dispute, bitch. It's not in dispute. Okay? So, look what it says right here. I just now noticed that. I didn't even notice that.
So he is the only American, folks. They know his name. They have parades. They sing his name in the streets, celebrating. That's right. Spread by fear. And folks, while he was ranting, I actually did use Google, and that is apparently an RFS antenna that was put up, I think, in 2016. So that actually is an antenna. Anyways, he's just got a little bit more to go here. Let's let him finish off.
Before the gods are like, hey, look at this. Look at what it says. Look at what it says. When Muslims claim victory in a military conquest, they do two things. They build a mosque on or near the site of the battle, and then they raise up a minaret.
Wait a minute. Vaughn says, I just noticed this. I mean, that's the first line of the fucking article. I mean, it's the byline, right? It's like underneath the actual headline. And then if you actually look down, it actually leads the opening paragraph. So Vonhelton, wait a minute, I didn't even notice the opening paragraph. The motherfucker didn't even read this. He just read the headline. There's a picture there. Like, that's fun. It took me literally like a few seconds to look up when the antenna was raised and what it is, and I'm just saying, I'm not surprised. But I do think it's hilarious that he didn't even read any of the article, especially the opening paragraph.
Just exactly what I just got through telling you, and it's right there. It's right there. The gods are like, hey man, it's already written down there for you. I'm like, really? What? Oh, okay. Anyways, I ain't got my glasses on, so fuck it. Anyways, the point is that you know, this is not bullshit. This is serious. All right, this is serious stuff, and people need to know. They need to know what the fuck's going on in their own country, because I'm telling you, you're gonna lose America. You're gonna wake up one day, and you ain't gonna have an America, because it's gonna be an Islamic caliphate. What was it Muammar Gaddafi said? He said, we don't need suicide bombers. We don't need bombs. We don't need planes. We don't need tanks. All we got to do is get enough people over there to outbreed you, and then we will have the country in 10, 20 years. That's what Muammar Gaddafi said. And he's right. Because the Muslims have 4 or 5 wives. Oh, speaking of 4 and 5 wives, how is it that I go to federal prison if I want to have more than one wife, but the Muslims get a pass? Have you asked your congressman or senator about that one? Call up your congressman and senator and say, yeah, hey, by the way.
Well, I don't believe they're allowed to have multiple wives while they're living in the United States, but that aside, I think it's interesting. He's jealous, right? He's not mad that they have wives. He's mad that he can't have wives. Well, guess what? You know, in some of those countries, they can marry 13-year-olds too. I bet he's jealous about that. Just saying.
There's this thing called the bigamy law. How's come Muslims ain't being thrown in jail for that? See what they say. I'm curious. I'm curious to know what they would say. I'm very curious. See, if I try to have more than one wife, I go to jail. Bigamy laws. But the Muslims can have 4 wives, and that's okay. Seems a little unfair to me. And that's why they're winning, because they're literally outbreeding us, just like Gaddafi said. It's like Gaddafi said, man, they're pumping out 20, 30 kids. How many kids you got? Oh, you ain't got none, do you? You know why? Because you listen to Rockefeller, Rothschild, Morgan, and all these other fools, these elitist bastards. Oh, you don't need kids. You need a career. Oh, honey, you don't need to be a wife or a mother. You need a career. You need a job. You need this. You need that. You know, and we let these fools talk us in to having 2.
That's it, folks. The Rockefellers convinced Von to not have a career, apparently. But, like, I just, you know, there's the irony lost here. That's why Von refuses to work. The only thing he's working on is his fucking man titties, which are coming in nicely, by the way. Wasn't he wearing that exact same shirt in the last video we did a week ago? I mean, maybe it's laundry rotation, but I doubt it.
2 incomes in the home now, when there used to only need to be 1. The man worked, the wife took care of the house. That was the way it was for years in this country. But see, we listen to fools.
The man
and when you listen
worked.
to fools, what happens? The mob rules, doesn't it? Well, who's the mob? Society. These elitist bastards. They're the mob. If I can talk us into 2 incomes now in the home. You got to have minimum 2 incomes. Now, you got to have minimum 2 incomes just to survive now. Well, how did we get there? We got there because we listened to these elitists, these people that are manipulating society. We should have marched on that shit too. We didn't do it. Didn't do it. Anyways, Orange Man bad, and he's now a cult leader. He's now Jim Jones reincarnate, according to at least one. And Islam's taken over the country, and nobody gives a shit. Literally nobody gives a shit. They've already got control of 6 of our states. Michigan is done. You might as well stick a fork in Michigan. It is totally Islamic. The police are Islamic. The military is Islamic. The council is Islamic. I don't know if the governor is an Islamist sympathizer or not. He might be. But yeah, man, all taken over by Islam. In what, the last 4 or 5 years, 6 years, something like that. Where's the outcry for that shit? Yeah, there is none. I've got a video where Christians are being attacked with bottles and rocks by the Muslims in Michigan. And what are the police doing? They're doing this shit. Just like the UN and NATO did over in Kosovo and like the military did in fucking Lebanon. Sit there with the fucking arms folded while Muslims are attacking Christians and pagans. Nobody seems to give a fuck. You're gonna wake up and lose your country if something major does not fucking happen and happen quick. You will lose America to Islam. You will lose it. Maybe not kind of. You will lose it. Either Trump gets off his ass and starts mass deportation of Muslims immediately, or you will lose this country. Mark it down on your fucking calendar. On November 17th, 2019, VONHELTON said that America will become an Islamic caliphate if we don't start mass deportation of Muslims.
Mark it down,
Write
folks.
it down on your fucking calendar. I double dare you. I give us 20 fucking years. Maybe not. Maybe that's being generous. I mean, look how quickly they took over 6 states. 6 states, folks. Let that sink in. Islam has control of 6 of our states already. Let that sink in for a minute.
Muslim Michigan Muslims. The Marauders.
Iowa, Minnesota.
The marauding gangs of
Illinois, I think, is
Michigan
one.
Muslims.
I'd have to look at the list again, but yeah, there's actually a list. There's actually a list. Islam is taking over the United States state by state, and what is Trump doing? What is Trump doing? Nothing that I can see. What's Pence doing? Nothing that I can see. What's Congress doing? Nothing that I can see. What's the Senate doing? Nothing that I can see. What's the Supreme Court doing? Nothing that I can see. The Supreme Court knows that Islam is not allowed to be here. They know it. The Supreme Court knows that Islam is not allowed to be here. The Supreme Court knows about the McCarran-Walters Act. So what's the Supreme Court doing? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Well, VONHELTON, religious freedom. Well, I'm sorry, but Islam's not a religion. Islam is an ideology of world conquest. Just because somebody prays doesn't make them religious. Just because somebody avows or adheres to a deity of some.
What about religions that have like missionaries? They're supposed to go out and spread the word. Now, arguably, I realize that VONHELTON is claiming that they mean to spread it by the sword, aka war. And again, I'm not here to defend Islam. There's a reason I'm not a Muslim, right? I'm not, there's some tough stuff in the Quran, man. There's some hard stuff in the Bible too, but I don't know. He's just ran. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Just a touch.
Name me one elitist that is a Christian or an atheist. Because they're not Christian either. They ever won in the dark arts. Every fucking one of them. Not one of them is a Christian. Not one of them is an atheist. What does that tell you, folks? Wake up, people. Wake up. You are being deceived. And you're about to get took over if you ain't careful. And you can sit there and laugh at me all day long, all you want. But it ain't going to change the facts. It will not change the facts. And there's nothing you can do about it at this point, I don't reckon. Because I mean, if you all went out in the streets now, could you get it took down? I don't know. It's built now. Fucking thing's built now. It's been up there for years now. But this symbology means something, people. The symbology means something. When you see a symbol, pay fucking attention, because you can bet your ass it has meaning. Because nothing these fuckers do is by random chance. Nothing. It all has a meaning and a purpose. Every fucking thing. All right, anyways, I'm going to get out of here. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny. Not funny in a good way either. That Trump is now being compared to a fucking mass murdering cult leader. Damn. And see, Trump could have this person arrested. Is he going to do it? No. No, he's not going to do it. He's not going to have this person. This person needs to be thrown in jail for this comparison. That's slander. That's libel. That's defamation. It should be thrown in jail, or at the very least fined. But they ain't nothing going to happen because for whatever reason, Trump is not doing shit. Now, why isn't Trump doing anything? Well, when you research Wilbur Ross, Trump's right-hand man, what do you?
So just to put it in perspective, folks, Von Helton, the uber conservative, believes that the president of the United States should be able to throw anybody that criticizes him, even goes as far as to compare him to Jim Jones in a blog. That should qualify for jail time. So much for free speech, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. If someone put up a blog saying I'm planning to murder the president, like he's claiming some woman did, yeah, that's different. But I mean, just making a blog post or an internet article comparing certain traits that Trump has or certain red flags, as they may want to call it, comparing him to Jim Jones, I don't think qualifies for jail time. I just thought, yet again, another example of Von Helton's uber conservatism, right?
To find out. Oh, Wilbur Ross was the head manager of Rothschild's interests here in the United States. And Wilbur Ross is on Trump's committee in the White House. Proving once again, ladies and gentlemen, that you cannot be president of the United States unless you're a fucking elitist bastard or at least tied to him somehow. Which means Alex Jones was right, doesn't it? Yeah. Alex Jones was right about that shit. The only people that get to be president are fucking elitists. Aside from the founders, of course. But everybody subsequently afterwards had ties to the elitists.
Like how Von's just figuring out that you have to be rich to be president, right? And this isn't
bones.
Listen, this isn't just exaggeration. I remember right up to a few years ago, he thought he could run for president. Then he found out it cost money. Like, this is how isolated this man is in his fucking dank FEMA trailer in the backwoods of Kentucky, completely cut off from reality. Like, it's, if nothing else, it is an interesting social experiment, folks.
Is literally on the Yale campus. What's being done about that? Not a damn thing. That mausoleum should be bulldozed. And why the fuck would you put a mausoleum on a goddamn school campus anyway? Okay, that's sick. That's sick and twisted. So why hasn't somebody bulldozed down that mausoleum? Oh, because we're a bunch of fucking cowards. America has lost its backbone. We are a bunch of fucking cowards. That mausoleum should have been bulldozed years ago. It should have happened years ago. But Americans have become a bunch of spineless jellyfish that will not do anything. They will not fight back. And that's just sad, man. That's just sad. But that mausoleum, I'm telling you, man, if this was a fucking 1960s or 1970s, that mausoleum would have been bulldozed down. There would have been 1 million people marching on the Yale campus with a fucking bulldozer. They would have bulldozed down that fucking mausoleum. And Skull and Bones would have been told to get the fuck off the campus and never return. That's what would have happened in the 60s and 70s. Now, fast forward to 2019, where nobody's doing jack shit. Nobody's doing jack shit. And the Skull and Bones have put how many presidents in the White House thus far? Wake up, people. Wake up. Seriously, wake the fuck up. Before it's too late. Before it's too late. And you lose your fucking country. Alright, anyways. It's 5 fucking o'clock in the morning. 5:12 actually. And I'm going to ring off. But I just thought I'd share Orange Man's bad. And he's now a Jim Jones reincarnate. The reincarnation of Jim Jones. Yeah, there you go. Golly. Oh, man. I don't know. It's fucking ridiculous. Like I said, I'm only one guy, you know.
Only one man.
I'm only one guy. I don't know to the extent of what I can do, but, you know.
Against the world.
I'm still just one guy. Of course, one guy with the gods behind him, I guess, can do quite a bit, huh? We'll see. If I got a country left. Like I said, show me one congressman, one senator that's mass deportating Muslims.
This is a man who had to hire other people to build a table for him.
And the one time that Trump did want to deport some Muslims, what happened? Oh, everybody raised hell, Republican and Democrat alike. How dare you want to deport these people? How dare you do that? You know, there was once or twice where Trump wanted to deport the Muslims. And everybody raised hell. Democrats and Republicans alike. They all raised hell over it. Yeah, please. Give me a break. Oh, well. Anyways, you know, what let's see. How would we America stand, I guess? I don't know. Anyways, that's all you got. Have a pleasant day and better tomorrow. Bye.
I don't know what Vaughn's complaining about. He'd finally be allowed to have his multiple wives. It'd probably be like that episode of Family Guy. No, was it Family Guy? No, American Dad. Remember, he goes over and then actually starts liking it in the Middle East because he can have multiple wives and he's like the man of the house. And it's actually more in line. It's more conservative than fucking VONHELTON claims to be. That's the irony. But I got to be honest, that video was a lot less to do with what I thought it was going to have to do with. I mean, it was the titles, you know, implying that it was a video about the Democrats and their quote unquote witch hunt against the Cheeto Messiah. But he really didn't talk about that lots. He just kind of talked about the same old, you know, Muslims are trying to take over the world. Obama isn't an American citizen. And he's a victim. In it all, but you know, the God's willing, he's gonna get us out of this, folks. And apparently, everyone knows his name. The Serbs know him as a god. Ay, folks, the world is going crazy. Let me tell you. But I don't get it. See, that's what I don't get. Like Mr. Uber conservative Trump supporter VONHELTON, there's a big inquiry going on right now, and he's been completely silent. I don't even know if he watches it or even follows it. Like, I'm just surprised he hasn't said anything. Now, I noticed Rev over there has been right wound up. I haven't watched his newest offering. I don't really follow them or anything, but I know he thinks it's all just fucking big plot against Trump or something. But whatever. We're not here to talk about that. I'm just saying, I'm surprised VONHELTON hasn't made any videos on the topic, throwing his 2 cents out there. He'll probably do it like 6 months from now when it doesn't matter. But no, that was actually a pretty mild video for Vaughn. It was just the typical. And I noticed that the article that he uses, the only one that compares this, like, this UHF tower or whatever the case is, to this this Muslim vignette or whatever it's called. The only article on the internet, one that talks about it, is from like this end times Bible prophecy fucking website. Yeah, from 2014, folks. This is the news that matters. These are the issues that matter to America right now. VONHELTON's on it, using articles from the internet that are 5 years old. Ay. How y'all feeling out there? Well, I don't know, folks. I think I'm going to probably actually shut her down a little early tonight. Old Secular's a little rundown. Got to do some stuff tonight. So unless anybody wants to come in, throw your 2 cents out in the comments. I'll stay live for a few minutes. If someone wants to come in and give their 2 cents, I'll shoot out the link. If not, I'm going to shut her down. I don't need that time to go through the vault. I got to go back through the vault and find some goldies. It's been a while. We should have a rage marathon. It's been a while since we've celebrated the rage of Von Helton. You'll pop in. All right, I'll put a link out. I'm probably not going to stay live too much longer, but. All right, link has been put out there. Come in for a few minutes. Vaughn killed Epstein. I definitely think Vaughn has a Russian connection. What's up?
I can just say that I do not appreciate the Jim Jones jokes or the Jonestown jokes. Because, yeah, the punchline is always way too long.
Yeah. Badoom-cheen. Yeah, so what's cracking? What's going on?
Yeah, Vaughn he's been a character.
Like I said, I'm just surprised. I'm not surprised about his views on anything, but I'm surprised with everything that's going on politically. He chooses to make a video about fucking shit about Obama and stuff. Like, what?
I couldn't tell if he was, like, defending Trump or condemning Trump.
Well, he does. The only time he speaks out against Trump is when Trump isn't Trump enough, right? Like, Vaughn just one of these guys that think Trump hasn't gone far enough, right? That's his only criticism of Trump. But yeah, I just think it's odd that he's been completely silent. Like he just makes a video off on some topic that has no relevance to anything going on in headlines right now. I don't know, whatever. And an hour video of it too, just like, okay, Vaughn, we get it. We've heard all this before.
I don't think the man is sleeping. I don't think he's really trying to like take care of his life. I think he is slowly like falling into complete insanity.
I think his brain is encased in a fucking thick syrup of Mountain Dew. I think it'll actually outlive his body. I think while his body deteriorates from it, I think his brain is actually adapted to be nourished from it.
Hey, he's in the prime of his life.
Oh, he's definitely on he's on the swing up, folks. Says his life has gotten. See, here's the contradiction with Von Helton too. He keeps blaming everybody for ruining his life, but he also has been making videos lately claiming that ever since he's adopted paganism and the gods, his life has gotten better. So I'm not sure.
That's something that people need to keep in mind. Like, ladies, you need to realize that when his gods like choose you to become his wives, you just need to line up and drop your pants. You're going to have all those kids.
Yeah. I think Von Helton would actually make a good fucking. I think if he gave Islam a chance, he'd probably find more in common with it.
After the whole fucking show with G-Man about the NWO, no.
Yeah, I haven't sifted through that. I've seen that they were hanging out together, but I don't follow G-Man or anything. Is it worth watching?
When you watch it on Dragnost's channel, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd watch Drag do something with it, but
because Drag popped into that show.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And watching that from Drag's channel is funny because you watch about an hour of G-Man doing his shit while Drag is playing some pirate game.
Right.
I can't remember the name. And then he pops in while still playing the pirate game, just telling him like, all I've seen is just people getting, on broadcast and muted and talked over by fucking Vaughn, G-Man, and Beckel.
Right.
Talking about this whole New World Order.
See, here's the thing, too, and people forget that. I've mentioned that before. Like, G-Man is a truther. I mean, everybody focuses on his crazy, like, Christianity fucking evolution rants and shit. But he's a truther, and nobody's really worked that angle with him.
People have, and I think a lot of it comes from Beckel. Because, like, Beckel will just agree with anything G-Man says, and vice versa.
Well, I mean, G-Man's been a truther forever, like when he used to run with Rand Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
Just nobody ever really calls him out on it a whole lot. It's more because he's out there, performing as a quote-unquote Christian or whatever. But he's fucking nutty with the fucking NWO shit, too.
I find it funny when, like, Vaughn and G-Man, like, they try to be preppers, but they have no money to put together to actually, like, try to prepare for anything.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are they preparing for?
So G-Man's just buying barrels, and Vaughn is just buying fucking Schwans.
Yeah, got barrels and Schwans. His daddy's handguns. Aye. Oh, what else has been going on? What's been going on out there?
Hey, I'm glad to see that fucking Cobes did not get a fucking strike on his channel for that fucking underwear thing.
Yeah, well, my oh my, it's quite a guy.
Like, I might be blocked from his channel because I told him, like, dude, don't do that because YouTube's cracking down. He's like, fuck you, troll.
Yeah. Double standards. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a Grampy's stream the other night with Schneider and Paulie, and I just asked, did he get a strike on his channel? And Paulie asked, why would Cobes get a strike on his channel? I'm like, yeah, he broke out the green underwear.
Mm-hmm.
And Schneider's like, well, he was just holding up. I'm like, no, he was wearing it, and he let the dingle dangle.
Oh yeah,
just flopping it around.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fucked. Fucking cray.
Yeah, like, I don't want Cobes to get a strike on this channel. Like, I want Cobes to just win.
Yeah, he's the modern day Charlie Brown. That's what I was saying. Fucking give him the football.
Like, I want to say, like, one of the guys from the Geek Room said that Cobes deserves like 20 million subscribers just so he could, like, look at people like, Jake Paul or what was it? I can't think of the dude that went to, like, the Japanese forest.
I don't know. Whatever. Some dude.
Like, these douchey fucking YouTubers that have like 20 million subscribers for douchebags. I want Cobes to just look at them sideways and be like, I got 20 million subscribers for Wank Scab.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing pretty good. He's climbing. He's climbing the ranks.
He's getting there.
But, oh yeah, the Cobester. Yeah, so I see Rev has been making Trump freakout videos. Made some video with he's got like the Confederate flag shirt or something going on. I haven't watched the video or anything, but
yeah, I've not been watching the Rev and Shanny videos lately. They seem less lucid, so I'm avoiding them.
Yeah, they're starting to veer off.
Hey, more power to them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of noticed it. I kind of come up my feed, and I was like, oh, Jesus. We're going full force. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention. Like I said, that's the first time I watched that Vaughn video. I haven't watched anything on his racing shit.
He did one video where like the intro and then like the stay tuned or please wait for further announcements
Or something. Yeah, I know. It was like his intro and outro, and there's no video. That was his Kafifi moment.
I did want to say that I find it funny that on one of his BitChute videos, he kept on saying that he's gonna, if he has to move his diecast channel to BitChute, he's gonna keep a channel open on YouTube to flag videos that make fun of his friends. Like,
oh, of course,
if you make fun of Brett Keane, I'm gonna flag you. If you make fun of Nick Bravo, because Nick Bravo's been fucking relevant for fucking 5 years.
Right. Yeah.
The one person he didn't make mention was, if you make fun of G-Man, I'm gonna flag you because he's still sidling up to fucking Dragnot.
Oh, somebody sent me an article. Just a second. I'm gonna see. This came through. So. A Schwann's delivery truck was held at Scroll Point Monday afternoon by a man sporting handlebars and a child's costume cape off of Crane Creek Road in Manchester, Kentucky. Witnesses say the individual was mumbling about the gods before taking out a scroll and incapacitating the driver. Police say he was able to subdue the driver by using pepper spray, but the driver has knocked him out. The suspect was seen leaving the scene in a navy blue Ford Ranger with ice cream sundae cup in hand. If you have any information, please contact the Clay County Sheriff's Office. Wow. Wow. So there you go, folks. It's an all points bulletin.
Well, they said cape, so not a robe, so it's obviously not Vaughn.
Capes make him go faster. He's on the run. Probably wears his cape when he's out and about. Wears his robe when he's at home. That's how it works, right? The wizard wears his robe in his lair. But
It was his daughter's cape, so...
Yeah, well, that we all know it was really his cape.
Oh, no. He was trolling us.
No, that was really his cape. We all know it. That's his cape. That's what he uses when he's out and about. He's got the fucking... Got the cape. Makes him go faster.
Lyella has gone down that road.
He just said it was his daughter's.
Knocked up fucking Schwann's trucks.
That was the troll job. Yeah, using his powers to get Schwann's. So, we know what the scrolls are for, folks. This just in. VONHELTON robbing Schwann's trucks with Elder Scrolls.
Manipulating frozen food.
Yeah. It's a travesty. I haven't been over on Discord at all. I don't know what's been cracking over there. It seemed kind of dead.
I'm only on a couple Discords. I'm on Drags, I'm on Geek Rooms, I'm on Raging Atheists. That's about it.
Yeah. It seemed like any time I go on there, no one's really around. So, but
hey, shout out to Big C for finally figuring out Discord.
Yeah. All right, on. Congratulations. Yeah, it's kind of fucking weird when you first log into it. You're first trying to figure it out, navigate around it. It's all good. It's all good. But dude, it's getting late here. I think I'm gonna shut her down for the night.
Yeah, I feel you.
Thanks for popping in.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for watching.
See you.
Till next time. Bye bye.